I muted myself because every so often, it has to happen. But yeah, that last game was a complete. It was an absolute banger between
Radiant
PuckChamp and
team
Rise because when you've got a team that's just fighting, 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 and then PuckChamp are all like, hang on, we can win this. The contests around Roshan, the fights in the lane as well. I think every single buyback being used in a single fight as well. Constantly throwing bodies at each other to try and win. Centaur Warren comes out for Rise now as well. Did they go back for the Rubik? They do. So it is going to be the Rubik as well as the Centaur Warren combo. PuckChamp pick up the Death Prophet, come through for the draft. But yeah, both teams here looking really good, really strong. I think in the end, the Ursa outpaced the Faceless
10
Void
seconds remaining.
just by a little bit. In the fights, obviously being able to keep himself alive with the
5
Enrage.
seconds
The
remaining.
Abyssal Blade came out, so he had the control, trying to delay those time walks for as long as possible. So he wasn't getting his life back. He was trying to, create distance, but he just wasn't getting the health back that he was losing from those pre-time walk damage. As the Lena's gone once again. Yeah, Tree's gone, Beastmaster, and the Brood. So as we see, the Death Prophet comes out, the Centaur comes out, and the Rubik.
Dire team ban.
PuckChamp gonna go back for the Tiny. Okay. Again, that Death Prophet can be played in the mid, can be played in the off lane, depending on needs and wants.
Radiant team
Tiny can
ban.
be between the 2 and the 4. As PuckChamp ban out the bat. Yeah. Again, if you can execute the bat, if you're a good bat rider player, or if you have a good bat rider player on your team, then it does make sense. But at the minute, the bat is a little bit hit and miss.
10 seconds remaining.
But I guess PuckChamp just don't want to be playing up against this bat.
5 seconds remaining.
They are looking to even this out. Again, if we look at the table,
Dire team ban.
PuckChamp now going to be, in terms of wins, is that? It's not been updated. Okay, so yeah, 2-1 in terms of series, 5-4 in terms of games won lost. I'm pretty sure they should
10
now be
seconds
6-4. No, 5-4. Okay, yeah, 5-4.
5
Yeah. Meanwhile,
seconds remaining.
Rise sitting just above them on 3-1 in terms of series won lost. So PuckChamp, if they take this, Rise and PuckChamp will both be on 3-2 in terms of series won lost, which makes it interesting at the top because YNT, Sigma YNT, Rise, and PuckChamp will all be sitting in that second position with 3-2. And it does mean that, do they have to play each other? Yeah, Sigma YNT and YNT have to play each other still. PuckChamp have to play YNT, as well as Exeter and Hydra. And it's looking, I don't know if that would secure Hydra first place, because they all have to play each other. I suppose actually Hydra just needs to win the 6. If Hydra beats whoever they got next, Rise, if they beat Rise on the 18th, then Hydra just secured in that first place anyway. No one else could catch up to them. Meanwhile, back to the draft, we see the Enigma ban coming out, the Slark, as well as the Lifestealer. Lifestealer, a bit of a funny one, because again, it's not really, as far as I've seen, could be in other tournaments, being picked up somewhere else, or in games that I've not cast. That it was being picked up. But yeah, for the most part, I'm not seeing the Lifestealer being picked up a whole lot at the minute. Could indicate that PuckChamp, they want to go for this Pudge pick. We did see the Lifestealer ban yesterday. When
team ban.
the Pudge was coming out, the Ursa Burr, it goes back in its box here in the draft. Yeah, nobody wants to be seeing the Ursa Burr coming out for a third time in, well, I suppose 4th time in 2 days. Just absolutely ripping through heroes in the minute. And that's the thing, if you don't have the kite ability on the Ursa, because the Clockwork was getting the hookshot in onto Shigetsu, the cogs were being dropped, and then all of a sudden it's like, cool, now you're trapped in there with an Ursa Burr. And he just did the damage. There was no 4-staffs. The Eel Scepters were coming out, but it wasn't enough control to waste the time on the Ursa. And yeah, Shigetsu just being able to rip through heroes there with the Ursa Burr. So this time they don't want to give it away because Rise might just look for it in that next first pick.
Radiant team.
And they'd rather take it out than have it played against them. Rise, what do they want to be going for here? In this next phase. They've already got that offlane picked up with the Centaur as well as the Rubik. That is going to be their offlane here. So Rise looking for a safe lane duo as well as a mid laner. Ember is still there.
5 seconds remaining.
If you want the big divey Ember hero to come out. Again, one of the more popular picks in the meta at the minute. Just be able to get the dives into the backline side, whatever you need. Just be able to drop that remnant as well in the fights. Once you get the shard out, once you've got the scepter as well. The burn damage coming through with all the remnants you can drop. It's actually going to be going back for the Snapfire. And I assume this is going to be Arrow Snapfire once again. Meanwhile, on the side of PuckChamp, what do they want? What is the big pick here for PuckChamp?
10 seconds remaining. 5
Because,
seconds
again,
remaining.
do you want to run that Death Prophet in the mid lane or the off lane? I suppose it's still flexible depending on what comes out here for Rice. More than likely going to be up against the Snapfire in the lane. So there is jump potential, even with a Spirit Siphon. I mean, you could run that Snapfire mid as well. Again, another hero that you can flex between a couple of positions as they go for the Crystal Maiden. So...
Pudge.
And the Pudge. There it is, Shigetsu Pudge to come out. We saw this yesterday, and it absolutely destroyed the lane. The Frostbite into the hook, back into the rot. The setup there with the Crystal Nova as well for the slow. If you didn't have the Frostbite to set up that hook, there was a Beastmaster and a Hoodwink in the lane. It messed them up. It messed them up big time. So, if you can find the angles for the hooks, then you should be able to, even if you're coming up against a Rubik and a Centaur Warren, the Centaur might be a little bit harder to take down, but it's not impossible. So, Rise, how do they respond to this? What's going to be the carry back up against this Pudge?
Dire team ban.
I'd expect a...
Drow Ranger.
Yeah, Drow Ranger. I was going to say I'd expect a ranged hero, like a BKB builder, something like that. Still has to be careful once that Pudge gets the blink in. Tiny as well. If Daniel gets a quick blink, because I assume this is going to be the Daniel Tiny once again. With Rise looking for I assume mid laner.
5 seconds
and PuckChamp looking for the offlaner now up against the Drow Ranger. I'd still go for...
Radiant team ban.
Maybe think this is going to be the Snapfire mid up against the, I assume, Death Prophet. So banning out supports here from the side of PuckChamp, and the Darkseer being taken away from Rise. I'd still like to see the Primal Beast come back into it. Big tanky boy can get on top of the Drow Ranger, has that pulverize there as well before the BKB comes out. Great setups for the damage it puts out as well with the trample after the onslaught.
10 seconds remaining.
But then I suppose you are running 2 melee offlaners
5 seconds
up against
remaining.
the Drow. But there's not many ranged offlane heroes. What else could he run into this? Maybe Marcy for the dive in. Ooh, I like the Marcy pick in the offlane here for PuckChamp. Yes, it is a melee hero, but you get that dive in from the rebound. You blow the Drow Ranger up with the Unleash. The amount of damage you do to a Drow Ranger in quick succession while taking away the benefits from the ultimate. Just from your Unleash damage as well as the sidekick, I would really like to see the Marcy come out here for the side of PuckChamp. Even with all the nerfs, still hitting a power spike, still looking really good.
Radiant
overall
team ban.
On the Marcy. They ban out the Clock. Yeah, Clock, another one. I completely forgot about that hero, but goes well with the Drow Ranger. Maybe that's what Rise were trying to bait that one out. With the Snapfire pick, so just leaving that one open for them. Just maybe something with a stun again. The Tide wouldn't be bad. Bring the Sand King out of retirement to close the gap there with the...
remaining.
It's been so long, I forget the name of the spell. But, just be able to close the gap with the bow strike. You get yourself in. Do the damage with the epicenter as well with that slow. Obviously, once the BKB comes out, it's a little bit harder for the Sand King to maneuver. But yeah, something that just gets on top of the Drow Ranger coming into... I don't think it matters too much if you lose the lane. As long as, the Pudge and the Crystal Maiden have a good lane, and then you can always recover in the team fight. So just something that gets on top of the Drow. I know the Pudge at some point will be looking towards that Blink Dagger, get himself in, get himself aggressive with that. But I just like something that has the ability before the Blinks come out. It doesn't need the items to get on top of the Drow Ranger. Like the, like the Primal Beast, like that Marcy. that might look for a blink a little bit later on. You might look for the engage, but doesn't need it to get on top. Or maybe even something like the Underlord. Big tanky boy that keeps the Drow Ranger trapped down in the Pit of Malice, so the Pudge has another easy hook. Good way to jump in. Just ban out the Prophet. Okay, okay. So PuckChamp, what is the answer here? They don't have a lot of reserve time left to think about this. It is going to be the Invoker. So Death Prophet in the offlane. Okay. I don't mind this. Prioritizing the survivability, I guess, in this offlane.
Ember Spirit.
Yeah, the Ember Spirit comes out. So the Snapfire is going to be that position 5. As the Ember will still be picked up here from Rise. So Doran going to be on this. And Ember Spirit up against the Invokers in the mid lane. It might be a little bit of a harder lane, but the Ember Spirit still have been rocking games. You know, absolutely running games. So this mid lane matchup between Invoker and Ember Spirit, I think it's going to come down once again to player skill. And yeah, the off lane, I'm just looking at this. Even with Arrow coming through with the telekinesis, before he gets that up at level 2, the Blizzy Centaur and the Arrow Rubik, it's still going to be hard in this off lane up against the Crystal Maiden on the Pudge. And if that Pudge gets a really good start, you know, we can punish onto the Drow Ranger. So again, I don't want to call either team. That last game was so close, so back and forth, that I think coming into the second one, it could be either team's game. At Rise, obviously, they want to push up into close to that first place and just create a little bit of a gap between second as well as all those third place ties. But PuckChamp, they want to be pushing through. They want to be taking 4 teams to a 3-2 score as we get ready to get ourselves into the game. But, guys, before that happens, we will be taking a quick word from our sponsors over at EGB. Check it out.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600. Cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
So, right into this one, game number 2. Rise, they're looking to bounce back up against PuckChamp, but PuckChamp, they won this victory. Oh, do they won this victory? As you can see, the smoke coming out here from PuckChamp. Maybe potentially looking for first blood. But going the complete opposite way to the side of Rise. Rise are grouping up as 5. Just keeping themselves together. Donny on with a really nice, just the lane war to see them coming in and out. You know, seeing any stacks that do get put up. As you can see that Young G, he's just looking for that tower aggro, maybe dipping himself in. Yeah, gets a nice ward down on the Radiant side as well. Meanwhile, on the side of Rise, they could do the same if they want to. You know, get that deep cliff ward in, just in the Radiant jungle to see any couriers coming through. But they are both teams grouped up as 5 here. Not wanting to be caught out and killed off. So it looks like it might just be a rune trade. 3 heroes moving down from the side of PuckChamp. Yeah, the odds. PuckChamp, the little favourites. You know, it's a little bit more in their favour. But it's not, again, it's not a massive gap between the two. And the Rise just falling down a little bit in terms of the odds. But, again, it just shows that EGB even think it could go either way. And we'll see as well how this lane in the mid lane is going to go between the Invoker as well as that Ember Spirit. Young G able to get himself some vision on the high ground there as well, so if he needs to get those stuns off, Sunstrike coming through onto Doran already. No major threat, just showing that he's going for that Exort build on the Invoker. But the Fade Bolts, they start to fly out already here, up against the Pudge Shigetsu till the end though. Gonna go for the Crystal Nova to start. Looking for the first blood in a team fight. That would have been the optimal one to get because you get the slows onto multiple heroes. And get that setup going. Crystal Nova onto Blizzy, but Shigetsu just looking for the farm, not looking for the hooks back just yet. Probably is going to be looking for that raw at level 2 before he goes for those hooks in. Tries to get the damage off. Arrow going to be taking some harassment until the end. Just sent himself off to the side of the lane here, throwing those right clicks in onto Arrow. And Arrow just decides to swap sides of lane. As the Crystal Nova harass just continues to come out. Shigetsu looking for this pullback as well onto the creeps. So he is going to be close. He hits that level 2 now as well. Arrow, he's going to be so careful in this lane. Because once that Crystal Maiden hits level 2 and those Frostbites start to come out, I think Arrow is going to be the target. You know, he is going to be the one the Pudge looks for. The Telekinesis might save his life, though. There's Crystal Maiden with the pull over to the right-hand side, just looking to deny as many creeps as possible, but underneath the tier 1 tower, this lane might just push out a little bit now. Yeah, it's going to be a wave and a half here for the Pudge, so the lane will push out. Rubik gets seen till the end. Hits that level 2, though. No Pudge to come over, or maybe there is. Ooh, they lose the vision on Arrow. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, how is this going to go here? Daniel as well as Malik. And Osric doing all right in terms of farm. 6 last hits, so it is being contested. It's not amazing. You can see the contest coming out here on this lane from Malik. Level 2, yeah, standard build. The Spirit Siphon as well as the Crypt Swarm. The Crypt Swarm there just to secure the last hits onto the range creeps. As Arrow... excuse me, Black Archangel. Yeah, it was Arrow in the last game. Black Archangel looking to get some harass off with a Snapfire onto the Tiny. The Tiny taking a whole load of damage. But Archangel not going to be able to secure the kill. Does have the cookie actually, but the toss comes out right back onto the Drow Ranger. Scatterblast for the slow onto Malik. Death Prophet, what can he do? Maybe look for the Spirit Siphon, but nobody in range for this. The multi-shot comes out and Daniel's trying to block it off. Black Archangel, he doesn't have the cooldowns now. For his spells, he's not going to be able to get the kill with the Scatterblast. It wasn't off cooldown. And Malik, well, he took a lot of damage. Going to be punished, having to go all the way back to base. And Daniel's hanging around. Got to be careful. Archangel has that mana. Could he be able to get the D-Wood out now as well? Has the mana with the mangoes to set up for a kill onto Daniel if he comes too far out of position. Archangel... just get himself back to lane. Meanwhile, the top lane, there's going to be the hook in. It's going to be a defensive one, though, just to keep the Crystal Maiden alive. So this lane really not going the way that PuckChamp wanted it so far. 3.5 minutes in. So it's not like, oh, that's it, lane's over, you've lost the game, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's just, you know, you'd want to hook on the Rubik by now. Level 3 on Shigetsu now as well. 2 points into the right. You do want to be picking those one up. Crystal Nova comes out the slowdown, but Blizzy looking for the body blocks because he knows big tanky boy. Ring of Health, a lot harder to take him down than it is the Rubik if he does get hooked in. So Blizzy, he's just, again, the Centaur going to be sitting on the front lines. Going to be comfortable here. They're just soaking all the aggro to come through. Just looking for the Vanguard. Meanwhile, I think Pudge looking for the same thing. What's he got coming out on his courier? In fact, actually, Centaur might just go straight for the pipe. Yeah, but Pudge, by now, in the last game, we saw this combo coming out. I'm pretty sure there was 3 or 4 kills on Blizzy hooked underneath the tier 1 tower now as well. Could be run down by the Rot. Taking a lot of damage here. Blizzy slow down. Crystal Nova, the Stomp. Is he going to be able to get himself away from the danger she gets? Telekinesis comes out. So no Frostbite here from till the end just yet. But he might still be able to close that gap. Shigetsu, hook out in a couple of seconds. The Frostbite, it's not going to be enough from Blizzy. He picks up the first blood. Till the end does get the kill. But a little bit late to save his teammate there. And Pudge really, really wanted that first blood. Till the end, trading off Frostbite onto Rubik, but the Fade Bolt flies through. Yeah, Pudge didn't even get the point into the Flesh Heap because he was dead before the Centaur hit the ground. Bottom lane, then Osric, Sunstrike comes out. I mean, a Sunstrike would have been nice here. They get the kill onto Danielle, but a Sunstrike would have been nice onto that Centaur in the top lane. You go for even more. Top lane, Arrow's taking a lot of damage there. You can see that Blizzy, he's already got the hood out. So he does want to go for that early pipe, it looks like. Or at least the early hood up against the Pudge here in the lane. Arrow, he has to be careful now. Sitting on the half health. Shigetsu rolling himself forward. Level 4. Yeah, he's getting himself into position. The Rock comes out of Stump once again. Onto the Pudge for the Pudge. He's going to be looking for that hook. Does he get a point blank here onto Blizzy? Blizzy taking a lot of damage. And the Telekinesis, no, he drags himself forward. Shigetsu, not in the tower range there as well. So Pudge, Frostbite comes out with the creeps. They're going to be blocking the hook. Arrow gets so low. But thanks to the dire creeps of all creeps, we keep Arrow alive. And Arrow, after that Telekinesis, thanking his lucky stars at Shigetsu, he didn't throw that hook out. You all. Shigetsu just continues to farm, and Dodran's going to be moving himself up with the haste rune. Might be looking for the kill onto the Crystal Maiden here. Crystal Maiden looking for a pull. Shigetsu, not really the healthiest at the minute now as well, so the Ember Spirit jumps himself within the remnants here, and Chains come out. Shigetsu, he's going to go down. Telekinesis now as well. Yeah, the right damage. And Dodran, with that Sleight of Fist, gets the kill. In the end, or till the end, splits the kill with Arrow just afterwards, so the Rubik is going to go down eventually. We do still get the kill onto the Purge, and now Blizzy coming back into the lane. Till the end, with the creeps pushing in now as well, Blizzy's just going to be able to come up with a stomp if he wants to, but the Frostbite will be there. Bottom lane. Toss back onto Archangel. Scatterblast now as well onto the Tiny. The Cookie comes forward. That Spirit Siphon draining a whole load of life from Archangel. He's going to be able to dodge off that Sunstrike just by going, but the TP isn't going to be in time. It's not. The Spirit Siphon, and Malik gets the kill. Denozric trying to run himself away. After he dodges up the top lane, once again, the Ember Spirit is rotating. Level 6. They're going to go for the kill. There's going to be the TP in from the Invoker. Is it going to be in time here? Shigetsu's going to get low. The Ember Spirit, one more Remnant. The Sleight of Fist comes in. Young G, though, with that TP, could be in trouble. The double edge here from Blizzy. The damage coming through now as well. Cold Snap, though. Where's that Frostbite? Where's that Crystal Nova? The Frostbite comes through. Young G gets the kill onto the Centaur. But baiting out the TP, Dodran now going to be able to just walk himself back to the mid lane. Invoker. How's he looking in terms of items? Hand of Midas, but no boots. So it's going to take him a little bit longer to get back to the mid lane. While this is going on, though, Daniel getting some solo XP here in the lane. Only level 3, so Dodran comes up. Dodran. Yeah, if they'd gone for the Sleight of Fist here in Chains, Daniel would have took a whole lot of damage there. Young G just moving himself around again. Hand of Midas is up, but on cooldown. Then Osric just moving himself into the jungle. It looks like it is time. Yeah, 8 minutes in, and it looks like Drow Ranger just wants to get himself into this jungle. Just looking for the farm. Looking for the wand as well as the Dragon Lance to come out from him. Mid lane, though, we're going to see a fight. Sunstrike now as well. The damage with the Frostbite, but the Cookie from Archangel. Do they get the kill? Daniel's going to get low. They hit the Scatterblast. And Archangel, he finishes off that kill. Till the end's going to get low as well. Remnant could come through from the Ember Spirit, but he doesn't want to dive into Young G's waiting arms, it seems. So till the end, he's going to be not fine, but he's not going to be dead. And that's the important part now as well. The deny onto the Illusion Rune here, Young G. Going to take some punishment from that. But Dodran going to be here with the empty bottle. Rubik just walking himself back to base. Might TP himself back into the mid lane, actually, to get the bottle. In fact, no, Dodran drops a Remnant, TPs himself back, fills it up himself, and then can dive himself towards his Remnant when he needs to. Getting this camp off on the side. Actually, he's going to be making a rotation, so they don't know where he is. He's TP'd himself away, and outside of the vision of the side of PuckChamp, Dodran's making a rotation. Oh, the creeps might see him. Yeah, that ward definitely does. So Malik immediately starts to back himself away. Daniel's going to be here now as well. Invoker, how's he looking in terms of TP? Does have it available if he needs to dive himself away, but it looks like he's just using those Forge Spirits to find a little bit of extra farm off the lane. Azaro looked at the solo XP in the mid lane. This creep wave, is it going to be enough? It might be enough, actually, this creep wave here to get him to level 6. Nah, Dodran moves himself back in. So no solo XP for the Rubik. No level 6 for you just yet, bud. Bottom lane, they're going to try and make a dive here. The Ghost comes out, though. Ember Spirit diving himself right back in. Malik stepping forward with the Spirit Siphon going, but he's going to be taking a lot of damage from the Drow. Exorcism comes out. Malik with the double Spirit Siphon now as well. Stampede's going to be used. Malik, well, he's going to be able to get himself off the Crypt Swarm. Multi-shot comes through. This Exorcism, though, it has been used defensively. And it looks like it's not going to be enough to get any kills. No kills just yet, but... Oh, the Sunstrike here with the Frostbite. It's going to be enough to kill off the Denozric. Underneath the tier 1 tower, the Exorcism still going. Young G picks it up with the Sunstrike there as well. Rubik now level 6, so he does steal the Sunstrike, but the Cold Snap comes out. So Arrow has to back himself away, make sure he can hold on for the Sunstrike as long as possible. Yeah, and meanwhile this is going on. Shigetsu, he's got himself a Vanguard looking towards the Ags in the jungle. Just a quick update with the Purge, but well, I mean, look at this on the map. You can see that Denozric, he doesn't feel safe on this bottom lane with 3 heroes around. He just TPs himself up to the top. But if there's a TP in from the Crystal Maiden, if they find the angle here, Drow Ranger, not the tankiest hero in the world. So they're looking to take this tier 1 tower down, but how do they do this here? The Rubik rotating up now as well, offering a little bit more protection. That Canary in the coal mine position here, in case the Purge or the Crystal Maiden did try to rotate in. Arrow would see them first, gives up his life, so Denozric can get himself away. Blizzy can get himself away. And they do take down this tier 1 tower, giving it over to the Drow Ranger. Net worth-wise, just a little bit ahead of the Pudge. But yeah, Shigetsu just continues to look for this farm. It is going to be the Axe next, from the way he's building. Which, it makes sense, because that is your farm until, you know, even going to be able to just use the hook onto the catapult creep, force its way back out, find yourself some easy farm. But yeah, Shigetsu, once he bought out, just going to buy out the Ogre Axe first. Bottom lane, Arrow, hiding himself behind that tier 2 tower, just trying to get the push out. Again, Sunstrike is available. But, which level of that as well? So like level 5 Sunstrike? Does he want to go towards this rune? There's going to be the Frostbite coming out. Maybe not. Sunstrike now as well. Crystal Maiden's going to be melted by the multi-kisses. Hook comes through. It doesn't connect though onto the Snapfire. So he's going to be able to carry on raining down these multi-kisses. Now she gets to in a really bad position. They get the kill onto the Crystal Maiden. Can they get it onto the Pudge now as well? They do. Black Archangel's going to be able to get himself a double kill there. Dodrin even picking up the double damage and popping that. 3 heroes go down. Denozric picks up this next kill. And Rise, well, moving through into this tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Just couldn't get the Frostbite onto the Ember Spirit to set up for a kill, and that hook, if it connects, stops the multi-cases. They maybe get the kill onto the Snapfire, just at the wrong angle. So it cost them 3 lives on the side of PuckChamp.
Dire structures are fortified.
Till the end is level 7. So what's he going to be able to do? The cookie comes in. Is this going to be another quick death? It is. The Sunstrike not even going to be needed now. Sunstrike comes out, looking for the kill onto Archangel. Archangel's going to give up a decent amount of gold there for going down after the double kill. But the pressure now with the exorcism can be put on from PuckChamp. Looking towards his tier 1 tower. Centaur's going to TP himself in. Does he have a blink? He does. It's in his backpack. So just looking maybe to pop that clarity, swap it out and get it into his inventory here. Looking for the engage with the blink into the stomp. And this will be the reveal of the blink dagger from the Centaur Warrunner. But this tier 1 tower in the mid lane, taking a lot of punishment from Malik in the trees. The hook comes in, splits the wickets, and now the stomp comes out onto the Death Prophet. Death Prophet, is this going to be enough to get the kill? It is. He's not going to be able to get those Spirit Siphons off. Toss comes out, though the chase down. Stampede's going to be used. They want to get themselves right back onto the Pudge, and the cookie onto Blizzy. She gets to 5 heroes around. And going to be able to take down the Pudge.
Radiant's middle tower.
Nobody gets out alive. Drow once again just moves himself back in. This tier 1 tower is very, very low, and with the right clicks coming out for the Drow Ranger outside of the range of the tower, he will be able to pick this one up. Even the creeps not going to be able to force the Drow Ranger away. Quick solo kill here for the Drow Ranger onto that tier 1 tower. They did lose their own tier 1 tower, so it is only the even up, but they got 3 kills out of that. Once again, Rise just picking up the kills in every engagement, left, right, and center. And yeah, you can see the net worth. Pudge starting to fall down. Not where he wants to be. He wanted to be getting like 4 or 5 hook kills in the lane. Get himself to a quick Aghanim's. Oh, speaking about quick kills. Till the end, the multi-shot comes out. Till the end, does he want to try and turn himself around on this now as well? Seeds of the Serenity, but the blink back in the stomp. He's going to be kept alive by the hook. He's going to be dismembered now as well, but Dodrin does get the kill in Sleight of Fist. They do get the kill onto Blizzard. Telekinesis now with the multiple cases, and that Pudge is going to be stuck. But Arrow to get himself away. The Dismember stole and the drag back in, but the Avalanche comes out. 2 heroes here. This could be a trap. They do get the kill onto the Pudge still. Youngji on the bottom, the low ground. They get the kill onto the Rubik. Arrow and Archangel go down again, traded out for the Pudge. This time 3 heroes and PuckChamp. Any positive trade is going to be a good trade for them. They've still got the Invoker here with the Hand of Midas. And going towards a blink of his own. Yeah, you can see that the gold swing more in favor of PuckChamp, the XP there as well. So any positive trade is a good trade. Any even trade is a good trade at the minute here for the side of PuckChamp. As Rise just a little bit further ahead. And let's see now. Youngji with the Boots of Travel, so he's going to be able to back up his teammates. He's got that blink now as well. It's alright. It's a lot of mobility. It's not a lot of utility, though, for the Invoker. Yeah, it's going to be the BKB next here for the Invoker, but he can back up his teammates, get himself in, close the gap. The Cold Snaps as they get the kill onto Dodrin. Stampede comes out, but the control was just way too much. They do take down that Ember. How's Rubik looking? Rubik, I think that was a Yule Scepter being picked up for him. Oh, 4 staff. Okay, so it's not too far away as well. Just needs the recipe. 700 odd gold away, and I suppose for position 4, that might be a big ask, but It shouldn't be too far away. Pudge still going to be, what's that, about 1,400 gold away from the full scepter. It does really boost up his farm potential, the kill potential as well in the fights. Yeah, 4 points into the rot as well. So it is a nice pickup for the Pudge if you can get towards it. But he has been delayed a little bit because he's died so many times here, the Pudge. 1, 6, and 5. Not picked up all those kills he wants to. Speaking of kills, well, the Meteor gets dropped at Arrow. I think he was just out of range. Yeah, they saw him coming in with a sentry, but they didn't actually have the vision after that. So Rubik... it was close. You know, Rubik may be sweating some there, but he will be able to keep himself alive. They didn't have the vision. They didn't have a sentry to drop down either to carry on. And the stun strike, the Meteor, going to be off the mark to follow up from that avalanche. How's the Nosric looking? The Nosric going towards the hypothermia is going to be really nice here from the Drow Ranger. Just being able to increase the damage. You know, you deal with the regen damage as well, or the regen reduction damage. So you pop that onto, like, you're right-clicking down a Death Prophet, and all of a sudden this Spirit Siphon isn't as effective. Speaking about the Death Prophet, Puffstomp comes in, meets the multiple kisses now as well. They're going to be able to get the kill onto Malik, even with the silence here. The right click's coming through the slowdown. Spirit Siphon, it's not going to be able to keep him alive, and Dodrin, he does get it with a slight fist. So Rise, they are ready to group up as 5. They didn't force out an exorcism, anything like that, though. So maybe not looking straight towards that Roche Pit. Not for 30 seconds that the Death Prophet's down. And Pudge, he has that Agnum Scepter coming out. It is available to him now. Flying out on his courier. Mid lane. Ooh, they get the kill onto Dodrin. Really good response for the Death Prophet going down. And Dodrin just keeps getting caught out. No wonder he wants to go straight towards that BKB next. Yeah, the Nosric shard to come out. That really will mess with the Death Prophet. I mean, it's going to mess with the Pudge a little bit now as well. The blink comes in, the stomp here onto the Tiny. Tiny can get himself away from this one. Stampede, but the Tornado, it actually gets a grab onto Blizzy. Blizzy can get himself away from this one. It's going to jump in from the Young T now as well. The multi-shot comes out. Arrow's going to be here. Exorcism is going to be going from Malik. Malik looks for that chase down, but with 4 heroes around, the stun out now as well. Death Prophet, he's going to get pretty down low. The backlines of the drag in onto Black Archangel. The dismember and the kill. The trade off a snap by for a Tiny. Not a bad trade. Not a bad trade at all, but it does mean now the Exorcism is going to be down for the next 130 seconds, which this could potentially open up the Roche Pit for the side of Rise once that snapfire is back up and alive. And Prophet, he wants that BKB. Yeah, I think every one of the cores now should be going towards the BKB, even the Pudge going towards the BKB, so no blink for Mr. Pudge to start off with, because the jump in from the Centaur, it's a really good setup to get the kills. And Death Prophet, Tiny, you've got to be careful again. There's still 3 heroes grouped up around here. Do they have the vision, or is that just a sentry? I think it's just a sentry. Oh, maybe it's not. It actually might be the Observer one here. I couldn't see between the 2 of them. They might be able to get the kill into Arrow. Arrow trying to get himself away. The Deafening Blast is going to miss, but it's not going to be enough. They get the Force Staff away from danger. Sunstrike, it's not going to be on the mark now as well. Arrow dodges that one off. Won't be taken down. Tiny has no Blink Dagger to follow up, but who does have a Blink Dagger? It is going to be the Centaur. So the toss comes out. Stomp not going to be there straight away. Till the end, could be into trouble. Stomp, it will connect onto the Crystal Maiden. That's going to be the Scatter Blast. Yeah, Blizzy gets a kill with the double edge. So, Pudge, recovered in net worth. Above. Oh, speaking about... God, just speaking about you here, Pudge. Gets that Dismember off the Sunstrike now as well onto Blizzard. Going to be taking a whole lot of damage. And the hook doesn't connect, a little bit too far behind now. The Bulwark's going to use the good that comes through here from the Drow Ranger. But Snapfire could be in trouble. The Avalanche Stone from the Rubik gets a stun out onto the Pudge. And the Pudge, he's going to get really down low. Can he get himself away from this one? Blizzy, he's going to be another hero trying to get himself out. The Ice Wall does get dropped. What was stolen? Through the Spirit Siphon for the Rubik, but the Meteor comes through. It's going to be keeping alive. The Spirit Siphon. Arrow getting so close with the Spirit Siphon on Spirit Siphon. There's going to be the Crypt Swarm. We do eventually get the kill. We even get the kill onto the Drow as well. So the Rubik not able to use that Tome of Knowledge there either. I wouldn't have been a difference maker, I don't think. But yeah, they did lose the Pudge from that. Just talking about how he's recovered. How it's going great for the Pudge. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam, Puff Stomp.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Never refuse gold given.
Yeah, you see the damage being done here from the Invoker, from the Pudge. You know, it is really starting to stack up. And the the flesh heaps as well. So every little bit of extra strength he gets, Invoker top of, in fact, the Ember Spirit really usually tops that damage chart, but you can see the Invoker at the minute, he's the top of the damage done, Rubik closely following, and then Snapfire not too far behind. After that, it just starts to fall off a little by little. Sunstrike just scouting out into the Roche pit. Does the Invoker have the gold? He doesn't have the gold for the BKB just yet, but getting close to it. Only going to be one Hand of Midas or a creep camp away from it, about 110 gold, yeah. Quick to pick that one up. The Rick looking towards his own BKB. It's going to be a little bit further away here for the Drow Ranger because he wanted the Hurricane Pike first. Wanted the Force Staff, just in case the Pudge got the jump before the Dismember comes out. You know, quick fingers onto that Hurricane Pike, force yourself away, and just pray to God you don't get hooked right back in.
Radiant are scanning.
And Malik, he's going to have to get the deny on the Illusion Room, but it might cost him his life in this multi-kisses and telekinesis. The Hoof Stomp, Malik trying to do what he can to keep himself alive. The Avalanche comes out, the toss away now as well, and Malik, the Spirit Siphon, it is going to be enough though. Malik gets out skin of his deathly teeth. Do ghosts have teeth? Is she a ghost? What is Death Prophet? All these questions and more, because I do not have the answers. Yeah, you can see here PuckChamp once again. It's like the last game. Rise started off really good, but once the Pudge starts to get tankier with the Flash Heaps, you know, once he starts to stack up the damage, once you see the Shard and the Scepter come out for the Invoker, which he's getting himself towards, has that BKB now as well. Once you see the damage that they can put out, your PuckChamp, it's not going to be just rolling over here for Rise. Rise, they have to work for this win. The Drow now at least has that Shard. Yeah, so the Shard, the Hurricane Pike coming up for him. He wants that BKB next. Already got himself the Mithril Hammer. So that extra damage to stack up from that, the Hypothermia, it will screw with what the Death Prophet can do. Like, if the Drow Ranger was there with a Shard on that fight onto Malik, Malik with the Spirit Siphons probably doesn't do enough to keep him alive. So I do like the Drow. I like that the Drow Ranger's coming back into the meta to answer back to these heroes as well. Mid lane being pressured a little bit from the creeps, but it's only the creeps being pushed in after she gets to. Looks for that bomb. They're going to be able to get the jump onto the Snapfire. Snap can he get himself away from this one? No, absolutely not. 3 heroes grouping up now as well. They'll maybe look for a jump out because they've got the Ghost Walk out from the Invoker. The Invoker's looking to close that gap. Might see Arrow. He's on the other side of the tree lines. He doesn't go right, but where does he go with this? To jump in. Just going to go into the camp. Yeah, D-Ward comes out here as well. Arrow, the Forge Spirits are here, but Arrow just hide himself away in the gap. Or don't you do it? Yeah, just go for the TPO. I was going to say, you don't want to be stealing any spells. You just want to be going for the leave. While this is going on, Blizzy's not TP'd himself out just yet. Maybe looking to cut a wave before he goes for it, because PuckChamp can look to put pressure onto this tier 1 on the top lane, but it looks like everybody on the side of Riot is grouping up to defend this now as well. And yeah, Centaur, Blizzy's going to try and come in from backstab, maybe finds himself a Crystal Maiden, but the jump in, Danielle's going to be taking a lot of damage. A Tornado, it doesn't actually connect onto anybody. In fact, they finally invoke the Invoker, telekinesis comes up, multi-kisses, can he keep himself alive? He's going to try and do what he can, and now with the Exorcism going as well, Malik with the chase down, she gets who's going to try and come in on the back lines in that smoke form. But they're looking for the chase down. They're looking for this tier 1 tower now as well till the end. He's going to be jumping in. Daniel now as well. Oh, the Death Prophet. Does he actually get the kills now? The jump forward to get onto the Drow. With this exorcism still going, they're going to be able to go into Archangel, the Spirit Siphon. Once again, the damage being done. They have the lockdown with the Frostbite. The hook comes back onto the Centaur. Blizzy trying to do what he can to survive, but he's not going to be able to get himself away. 3 heroes, maybe 4. No. The toss stolen by the Rubik, but the Rubik will still... Yeah, the Rubik still goes down. They take that tier 1, 4 heroes dead, only Dodrin surviving, question mark? Yeah, Dodrin survived. So the tier 2 will be pressured by the Forge Spirits as well as the creeps. But with 4 heroes dead, it looks like PuckChamp, they don't have the quickest Roshan taker lineup in the world, so they are just going to put pressure onto that tier 2 with the Forge Spirits. You know, keep that lane pushed in, not move themselves over to the Roche, because Pudge, he's going to be about 200 gold away. In fact, he's going to be about now onto that blink there, that creep wave, enough to get the gold, get himself the blink out.
Radiant's middle tower.
Bottom lane, Dodrin. Oh, Dodrin, you've already lived, but there's going to be a wraparound now as well. There's going to be the Avalanche into the Sunstrike, the toss-up now as well, into the Frostbite. He has the BKB, but it was on cooldown after that last fight, so it was easy Easy pickup there for the side of PuckChamp. And all of a sudden, PuckChamp 7k net worth ahead. Ahead in kills. 26 minutes in. I think I've seen this one before. Following a similar path to that last game. Yeah, Youngji just continuing to push out the lane. Arrow at least has the shard, so he's got that defensive telekinesis, but Youngji looking to group up with the rest of his teammates. They've got the vision as well. Look at this waters. If Black Archangel comes forward, I think... Did he just avoid the vision? Is he just outside of it? Well, the courier's going to be seen now. So Youngji, full step out now as well. Tornado's going to be off the mark. Black Archangel with the cold snap. Not going to be able to get himself away too far from this because the heroes, they are grouping up. They are looking for the kill, and Shigetsu, he gets it with the hook. A 7th flash heap charge for the Pudge. And now they look towards the Roche Pit. With the Forge Spirit's powerful enough. Malik's got that exorcism in 3 seconds if he needs it. Even going to be using the freezing field here, the Crystal Maiden, just to really burst down onto Roshan. Roshan, Sunstrike, it's going to be coming through for the extra damage. And they get the kill. Get the Aegis onto Shigetsu. And yeah, Denozric, he was just looking for the farm. He's actually looking for... That wasn't a Hex on the Drow Ranger, right? No, it's going to be the Daedalus. Flicked over to the Invoker just as I was looking at the items queued up. It is going to be the Daedalus here for the Drow Ranger. Denozric. Oh, the Avalanche. It doesn't connect, and he's going to be able to get the Remnant away. Jordan was so close.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, now PuckChamp, it is going to be their time, and it's their turns to group up as 5 and look to get these pushdowns. Rubik! Arrow, wrong place, wrong time, my friend. In the trees, but did he actually get the vision? Arrow just needs to back himself away from this. You've got Blizzy on the backlines there as well. Just keep yourself hidden. Keep yourself away there, Arrow. TP out to live another day. Pudge. It's actually going to be the Shivas. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the chase down, the silence onto the Snapfire. Going to try and look for that TP. No Yule Scepter this time, but there will be an Avalanche and a Frostbite onto the Snapfire. Snapfire, no way to get away from that.
Has been killed.
Absolute demolition here. PuckChamp looking to force this one in now as well. Mid lane, Shigetsu trying to cut the creep wave. Yeah, this tier 2 Exorcism is still available. As you can see, the Death Prophet going towards that Heaven Talbot. Trying to take away the rifles from the Drow Ranger. Could be a massive pickup here if you get out. Speaking about the Drow Ranger, in fact, they're going to be able to get the kill until the end. Till the end goes down. Drops that gem. She gets to comes into the Dismember. Even through the BKB now as well. Ember Spirit, though, has to dive himself away. Tornado will connect. His BKB is down, so the Cold Snap comes out into the EMP. Looks absorbed there, but the chase on Shigetsu. Look for the right-click down. Force Staff now as well. They're looking for it. Backlines, though. Team Boka's going to be caught out and killed off. They get the Avalanche onto Blizzy. But Shigetsu looking for that TP with the BKB. Will be able to get himself out. And now Death Prophet might not be so lucky, Malik. He's just waiting. He's trying to do what he can to keep himself alive. The toss comes right back in. And yeah, the Death Prophet at least might get out because of a... Was that a Lotus Orb toss? It was. So the tips come through. They get the kill on Daniel.
You weren't meant to see.
But yeah, so the tiny tossed the Centaur, and because it reflects to the nearest hero, the Centaur then tossed through the Lotus, the Death Prophet back to the Tiny, getting the Death Prophet out of danger. 100% calculated there from Daniel. Absolutely, you know, one of those 5-head plays. And yeah, the Pudge, he's looking for the gold. He's already got his courier parked over by the secret shop because he's not scared about the side of Rise moving towards that because they are kind of pushed back to their own side of the base. So he's going to be, what, about 600, 700 gold. Here she gets you from getting that Shivas. So that's going to be another good, quick item here for the Pudge. Double damage rune in the river. How long's left on that Aegis? About 2 minutes. So I wonder if once that Shivas comes out, if you try and make something happen with this, again, he's only going to be about 50 gold. No, okay, 170 gold. But still, it's what, a creep wave? Half a creep wave, but he just dives himself in. Yeah, he's going to rot this down. He's going to be able to get the gold for it. Buys out for it now as well. 4 heroes from the side of PuckChamp. They want to pressure onto this tier 2. Forge Spirit's going to be dropped. No Exorcism for the next 46. But look at how quickly this tower's going to go down anyway. Blizzy is trying to hide himself away. Looking for a heart here, Centaur. But, yeah, for now, just trying to play it safe. And once again, Blizzy, no Crimson Guard this time. So he can just sell the wand if he wants to keep hold of the dust. Maybe for that Invoker.
Dire are scanning.
So yeah.
Radiant are
The
scanning.
Dire, I mean, both teams go for a scan, actually. They're not going to see anyone here on the side of PuckChamp. Well, until Archangel shows himself, 2 heroes grouping up to get the kill. Meanwhile, the chase is out. But does he get himself away? The hook's going to miss here. Denosric has that BKB, but he needs to get himself away with Stampede. Dismember till the end. They're looking for it. Crystal Nova comes out. He's not popped the BKB. They're going to be able to get the Frostbite. Now he pops the BKB. The Gust comes out, but the Dismember is still there. As soon as that Pudge is unsilenced, he's going to be able to get himself right on top of it. He's looking for the kill onto the Crystal Maiden. But with that Dismember, 4 heroes grouping up. They have the damage and they have the kill. And the Drow is dead for the next 60 seconds. That is going to be another tier 2 tower going down. Fortification is there, but Malik still has that exorcism. In fact, is that what they want to look for? Or do they want to look for another pickoff? The double damage rune in the river is going to be going away. Turns into an arcane rune here. Not scouted up for the last 2 minutes, so it will be converted. Shigetsu, yeah, just looks to keep the pressure onto this tier 2. There is the call to protect it, but with the Pudge, just being able to dive behind the enemy lines. In fact, he's going to be going for the overwhelming blink, so really is going to be able to dive behind those enemy lines soon. As the Aegis does get recalled, Young G, where is he looking? Making a smoke gank attempt here. They might actually find out onto the Rubik. The Rubik on the high ground, looking for that smoke break. Ghost form comes out, smoke breaks from Danielle, but do they have the vision? Arrow just in the trees, making the move over to Blizzy. Blizzy's here now as well. Ghost walk. It's actually going to see him. Blizzy walks out, Tornado comes through. No BKB for the Centaur, so he's going to be looking for the pipe protection. Looking for that Lotus protection now as well, but the Meteors do get dropped. Will the Centaur go extinct? Damage to the toss, again reflected once again. Malik, he just likes going for a ride here. The Dodrin trying to dive himself away to the Remnant, trying to get himself what he can with a sleight of fist. Shigetsu gets the kill onto Arrow.
Dire's courier has been killed.
And they get 2 more. They're looking actually to get the cut off here. Daniel's waiting. Dodrin's looking though. The Force Staff comes out. Sleight of fist. Dodges off the avalanche inside the base. The Sunstrike comes out, but Dodrin with the... No! The blinking from Daniel gets a toss off. He forces out the BKB from Dodrin. Dodrin doesn't have a TP though. He's going to be looking for the remnants, but the Dismember comes out and they get another kill onto the Ember Spirit. Oh, that is not good for Rise. Rise! They're not rising to the occasion here at all. It's till the end, just looking for the push out. He's got his courier dead. Invoker, yeah, all 3 cores on the side of PuckChamp coming into 33 minutes into this game, a 10k net worth lead. And all 3 cores, top of the net worth here. Crystal Maiden looking towards that BKB, so he wants to be getting off those freezing fields uninterrupted. So what else can they do here on the side of PuckChamp to force this one back, force Rise into a bad position? You can see that, again, Shigetsu, he's not scared of coming right far forward. Oh, Young G's hunting. He just constantly comes through in this ghost form, looking for anybody but the Snapfire as well as the Drow Ranger. Going to TP themselves away. Denosric, yeah, he doesn't want to be caught out. He doesn't want to use that BKB unless he has to in the fights. Archangel with the Glimmer Cape, Force Staff as well. Just some survivability items, but no shard here for the Snapfire. So no Molten Cookie to come through. Yeah, Denosric, you can see, actually changing his mind after the Chrysalis comes out. He wants to be going towards the Silver Edge and not the Daedalus now for the Drow. Just keeping hold of the Grove Well for the extra range here on the Drow Ranger. Just trying to get the, deadly from a distance. But it looks like Meteor coming off cooldown now as well. Sunstrike to get the scouts out. 25 seconds on that. What's the Roche time as well? At least 16 seconds. Do PuckChamp want to go for a smoke rotation? They are grouped up as 5. It looks like they're looking for it, but Rise just holding on to this high ground here. Not sure where the side of PuckChamp are. Nobody's showing, so you just want to hold this high ground. The Illusion Rune comes out from Malik. He's going to be able to do a little bit of scouting. Look for the side of Rise. They do see Blizzy. The blink away comes out, and yeah, I think Blizzy knows this is an illusion now as well. Fade Bolt, Stomp, but it doesn't connect. Roche, it is going to be a long one here. Just over a minute and a half before the big man is back in his pit. Tritani, he's got himself the blink, wants to go towards the Lotus of his own. It's going to be the smoke gank coming out from Rise though. Let's see what they can do with this. Because everybody on the side of PuckChamp is now starting to split up. The closest is going to be 3 heroes, with Shigetsu, with the Tiny, with the Crystal Maiden being close to each other. Danielle, Sunstrike comes out. Yeah, again, doesn't scout anything out. They're looking for a bit of protection as Denosric just looking to continue farming, going towards that Silver Edge. Actually, Malik, he gets that rune. I think Dodron was trying to be cute there with remnants. And Malik just walks up and takes it. He's just like, cheers, mate. As a Death Prophet wants to go towards that Hex next. What does Shigetsu want to look for? Still going towards... In fact, he's gone for a refresher first. So the double BKB, the double dismember, quick hooks, Shivas. Yeah, and then he's going to go back for that overwhelming blink. Malik coming in for the D-ward and the hook right back. Just to make sure he can get it off unhindered. Yeah. I mean, it looked like before the hook came out, Rise might have actually been looking to group up and get that jump onto Malik. But Malik easily just gets hooked out by Shigetsu. Shigetsu there, backing up his teammates. Who says the teammates' hooks are always a grief? But again, this game between Rise and PuckChamp, it is going to go for a long stretch. Fable comes out. They're going to be able to get the jump on the arrow. Wrong place, wrong time, my friend. Until the end gets the kill there. I think it was a Frostbite that did it. But yeah, a lot of heroes grouping up onto that high ground. Oh, the Stomp comes in. I think that's going to kill. Forstaff comes out now as well. The freezing field for the BKB for the... It doesn't matter. Crystal Maiden will go down. But tried to do what he could. In fact, it's not the BKB for the Crystal Maiden. Doesn't have it just yet. The chase down onto the Drow Ranger. She gets through the toss forward. Black Archangel is actually going to the hook back. The Dismember, it comes on to the BKB Drow. And there's going to be wasting so much BKB time. They get the kill onto Archangel. But can they get it onto the Drow Ranger? Drow Ranger's looking for the runaway. Actually going to be... what is it? The gulped up? It's not gulped up because it's not the Snapfire, but because of the Dismember Swallow from the Rubik, that was a clutch save from the Rubik. After stealing the Dismember, gets that Swallow up, could save his teammate, and it only costs Archangel his life. I had no idea what happened there. 1 minute the Drow Ranger was being dismembered, all of a sudden I completely forgot about the shard on the Rubik. So he was able to get the Swallow upon his teammate. Now, Rise, they want to make a move. They know spells are down. Exorcism's going to be down. The diving from Blizzy gets a really good hook stomp onto 3. And they're going to be able to clean all 3 of them up. It looks like Malik's trying to do what he can to survive with the Spirit Siphon, but Malik going to get himself away from this. Already 2 heroes dead. Sleight of Fist comes out. Malik, he's on the run. No Spirit Siphon for the next couple of seconds. And Arrow gets the kill. Roshan is back up. Buybacks on the 2 cores on the side of PuckChamp, but how quickly can Rise do this? That's another shard as well. Who do you give the shard over to? Yeah, look at the quick burst damage coming through from the Atmosphere. Drow Ranger to follow up, and the Hush Stomp is absolutely pinpoint perfect to catch all 3 heroes out here. Meanwhile, Daniel, is he looking for that dive in? He could go for it. He gets the Avalanche to toss out now as well. He even gets the Aegis. Does he get the shard? The shard's going to be on the ground. He's looking for it, but he doesn't actually get that snatch up onto the shard. But once again, he has that Aegis and the tip. So yeah, well deserved. The cookie comes through. It's going to cost Daniel his life. But what is it with teams here and that snatch on the second Aegis as Dodron gets that shard at least? Really good timing from the Tiny. It cost him his life. He's down for the next 60 seconds, but all of a sudden, this advantage that Rise thought they were going to get out of it. They didn't have the vision behind the Roche Pit. Danielle with the perfect timing onto the jump. And steals that Aegis away. At least Dodron gets the shard, which means that he is going to be doing the burn damage in these fights when those fire remnants go down. The area of effect is really good. Was it 45 damage per second before reduction? So if you can drop it around the fights, even if you don't jump to it, it's going to replenish that charge, so which means you can just carry on dropping more and more and really diving yourself around. Shigetsu still going towards that overwhelming blink. I think he's going to be close to the gold. Yeah, he's about 300 away, I think. In fact, I can check. No, I can't. That doesn't work as an observer. But it's about 450 gold. 4,500 gold that he needs to complete it. So yeah, creep wave away. Looking for the siege creep. It gets blocked off by just a normal creep. So she gets to a little bit trolling being done by the creeps. But that should be, as soon as the courier gets that side chop, that's going to be the overwhelming blink here for the Pudge. He even takes out Excuse me, he's even going to be able to get the tome. So he wants that 25. What, for the dismember, heal, and damage? In fact, the tome might be enough to get him there as well. Wait. Where? Did Dodrin... Dodrin already had a shot? Okay. Oh, right. I thought he picked that up with the rush. No, he was... Yeah, signaling it out, so they give it over to the Centaur. Right? Does everybody on the side of... Yeah, everybody on the side of Rise has a shard now. Youngji just looking to continue farming, has that refresher orb up as well as his BKB. The Hand of Midas paying dividends. He's got that Hex to come out for the Invoker, so that's going to be a really nice one for the next fight. Yeah, Denozric just continuing to look to farm. He wants that Lincoln's. Sick of getting jumped on, sick of getting dismembered. Even protection for the Hex, Cold Snap, Frostbite, you know, everything like that outside of the BKB. So Drow, he does want that Lincoln's. The BKB as well as the Lincoln's, when that damage comes through, should be enough to protect him, I think. Yeah, pushing on with the overwhelming blink. He does have the... He has that refresher orb. So let's see what they're going to be able to do here. Do they get themselves on top? They are going to be able to get themselves right on top of the Centaur. Centaur, Sunstrike comes out. He's a big tanky boy though with his heart. I think they try and get through the Lotus Orb. The hook's going to miss. Oh, that must have been so close. They do get the kill though. The Hex coming out. Going to be hexing up onto Young G. Tornado. No, with the blink away. And Blizzy just goes for that TP. So, no. Oh, half a second. Daniel there with the avalanche. And Shigetsu just blinks over him. He couldn't get the grab. Couldn't get that lockdown, but now did he get onto the M-Spirit? The M-Spirit, that's going to be his BKB. So he just has to leave with the Remnant. As on the bottom lane, Malik using that again. The Exorcism was used here. What's he going for? Is it an AC? For the Death Prophet? Yeah, looking at Centaur. Centaur wants to go for the Scepter here as well. Not going to be too much gold away from it. It's going to be the AC for the Death Prophet. But yeah, Centaur, he's about 1,000 gold away. If he wants it. Drow Ranger, that Lincoln's is close as well, but I think he's saving for the buyback as well. Or maybe not. Maybe actually sending the courier. The courier for the Drow. You can see it on the map, just to the very, very left of the screen there, but doesn't want to get caught out and lose this courier after he buys up the items. And Daniel, he's hanging around that side shop. He is looking for it. Arcane Rune for the Death Prophet. Doesn't have a bottle anymore though, so he's going to try and buy as much time before he picks this one up as possible, I guess. Maybe even waits for the... He doesn't wait for the Exorcism to come back up. He's not going to be wasting another minute. That minute is a decent amount of farm time. So let's see. She gets it with a hook back onto till the end. And I think it was just because, again, the D-Warden coming out. Till the end now does have the BKB up, the blink in. She's going to be farming onto the creeps here from the Pudge. But Rise are starting to group it. It's a 13k net worth lead here for the side of PuckChamp, though. And again, using these Forge Spirits just to push in the lanes, keep that pressure on. And trying to scout out, and with this top lane not being pushed out, maybe PuckChamp a little bit aware that there could potentially be something like a smoke happening, or, you know, Rise definitely grouping up for this as the Forge Spirit's doing a little bit of damage here onto this tier 3 tower. Shigetsu, he's actually not scared because, I mean, as a Pudge, you have 11 Flesh Heaps, you have an Overwhelming Blink, a BKB as well as the Ags. You're fully slotted now as well in this Pudge. You've got 4k health nearly at level 26, so he did go for the 1.8 Dismember heal and damage onto the Pudge as well. The Trickster's Cloak to be able to try and maybe get a jump in.
Radiant are scanning. Even
just the invis for 6 seconds, yo, get yourself around. It is really nice to be able to get the jump in, or maybe, yo, get yourself away. If you are being taken down,
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But both teams playing it pretty safe at the minute. Not wanting to overcommit into a fight, you know, into a losing position as well. Daniel leading the line. Where's that Sunstrike? Not going to scout them out. There's a double damage rune in the river as well. It's a fresh one, so that could potentially be with Roche coming up in at least the next minute. You know, if someone does win a fight, heads towards that, picks that double damage rune up, that could be a quick Roche. Yeah, 54 seconds until the big man is back up, and both teams, they're grouped up, they're looking. The push-out tornado here from Young G. Again, just trying to keep these lanes pushed in. The Forge Spirit's coming out. So what is it? The Octarine Core for the Invoker? Really nice. The extra cooldown on the spells. Shigetsu. Yeah, he sees this double damage rune, but maybe... Okie dokie then. So the end getting the deny off on the double damage. Bottom lane, all 5 heroes from the side of Rise are grouped up. What's he looking for? The 25% multi-shot damage. Level 25. Multi-shot wave or marksmanship chance? Probably the waves, right? The extra AoE damage, like that grouped up damage. Roche, what's it going to be? Ooh, it is going to be a long one here. Nearly 3 minutes. Close to max timer on the Roche respawn. And both teams, again, just not looking for the engage, just looking for the next big item timers, looking for the levels, looking for the net worth to get themselves into this fight. But I think the Roshan, it is going to be the next big one. And you can see that already PuckChamp, they are starting to just group themselves up around this high ground. Invoker can TP himself in if needed. Did he actually get the boots of trouble too? No, okay, it's just a boots of trouble one. Sure, we could creep wave TP in to get himself close. Obviously, he's got the Sunstrike to come out now as well. The triple meteor, so no Cataclysm just yet for the Invoker. As Daniel just again looking to keep the pressure out onto this top lane. They might actually be able to find the vision, they find the jump here. Onto the center, they do, they get the hacks out now as well. With the control, the deafening blast, they're even going to be able to come in with the avalanche. They've got the damage, they've got the kill onto this centaur. Dead for 83 seconds though. So what's that, a minute and 20? And a minute and 40 on the Roche respawn, but a minute and 20 down. Centaur does have that buyback. Nothing expended in terms of BKBs for the side of PuckChamp to get that kill. Really good jump in, a really good pick off onto the Centaur that Rise just couldn't respond to. So what did he go for? Level 25? Yeah, the +3 multi-shot waves. So Denozric, how's he looking in terms of farm? He's still about 6k behind the Pudge. Pudge having a really good time with this. You know, the amount of items that he has, the Shivas coming out from now, I wonder if because he's got 8k gold. So I wonder if he just consumes that Agnum Scepter.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And maybe... Yeah, I mean, I'd assume he swallows the Ags to pick up the Aegis anyway. Or in fact, let's see what the item's going to be on the Roche first before it comes out. Because you give that over, if it is going to be the Refresher, maybe over to the Death Prophet. But if it's going to be the Ags, maybe over to the Invoker. Because both Shigetsu as well as Invoker here, you know, Young G, both have the Refresher orbs. So they won't need those Ags. Smoke coming out here from Rise, though they know this Roche timing might be happening. They know, yo, it's been that long one, 10 seconds until the big man's back up, and you can see that Crystal Maiden just going to sit in the pit for that respawn, waiting for the timing. But Rise, what are they going to be able to do here? In fact, the position's going to be given away because of the multi-shot. Trying to clear off that creep wave. The illusion's coming through from the Invoker. Smoke doesn't break, though. They know that's an illusion. What's on the Roche? It's going to be the Refresher Shard. So more than likely going to be given over to the Death Prophet. Fight, looking for this 5-man smoke. Who are they going to be able to go for? The illusion rune. It spots out onto these heroes here. They're looking for the jump in. So strike onto the high ground now as well. They get the jump in. The avalanche comes out. The Hex now as well. Onto the Emissary. They get this Emissary kill. And they are going to be able to. Doran doesn't have a buyback. They're going to be able to take down the Snapfire now as well. The chase onto the Centaur. Centaur trying to get himself away from this. The refresh now as well. The Spirit Siphon. They get the dismember. That refresh coming through from the Pudge. They have the control. And they have the kill onto the Centaur. 4 heroes dead on the side of Rise. And it looks like with this exorcism going, they're going to go straight into this pit, get the refresher orb, the refresher shard, excuse me, for Malik. And look then, just to pop the exorcism for the buildings. Look at how quickly this Roche is going to go down as well. So by the time this exorcism wears off, it is most of the way through. Going to be wearing off now. This is going to be a refresher orb for the Death Prophet. The cheese there as well. Now, question is, do you hold that refresher shard? 4 heroes dead. You're looking to force out buybacks. The snap buy will be back up in the next 8 seconds, but double catapult wave. Forge Spirit's coming in now as well, so the Invoker and the Death Prophet looking to push down in this top lane. Meanwhile, the Pudge, the Crystal Maiden as well as the Tiny looking to push down on the middle lane. Fortification will be used, but the drag back, it was onto Shigetsu got the hook back onto Daniel. Yeah, the dive in from the Tiny and didn't get the right target. The hook not connecting in the right place.
Radiant's middle tower is
So that's just going to be at least one lane of rack. The buyback actually comes through from Arrow. They might still lose. Fortification going to be used once again. They're going to go for this. Actually, Malik gets to dive in. The Hex out now as well. Whereas this follow up the Cookie, though, to get himself back to the base. The Nosric will be... He's going to be all right. The double fortification has been used here. The Pudge looking for the hook. Looking for that last tier 3 tower. Daniel gets to dive in. It's going to cost him his life. Gem is on the deck. Stampede now. They're looking for the chase here, Rise. 4v5. PuckChamp at the disadvantage of diving onto the Pudge. The Pudge has that Aegis, though. He's a big tanky boy. And he goes second time. Has that BKB still backlines, though. Godring, he wants to be diving through, but the BKB comes out from the Pudge. They get the damage onto. Do they get the kill? They are going to be able to take out the Snapfire. Snapfire has that buyback. Prison Field going on to till the end. He's going to be trying to get himself alive through it with the BKB. Doing a whole load of damage. Takes down the Drow. Gets the kill there now as well. And the diving up onto the high ground. Centaur's getting really darn low. Trying to get himself away with the drag back. This is going to be the dieback for the Snapfire. Youngji doing what he can on the bottom line. On that low ground, Slaughter Fist comes out. They want to kill onto the Invoker, and Jordan will be able to pick it up and get that Remnant dive right back out. But the buyback from the Invoker, he's got those boots of travel. And look at the Death Prophet. Exorcism is still going. They get the kill onto the Centaur. He buys back now 3 heroes on the buyback. 4 heroes dead. With that Centaur buyback, though. They're looking for the kill onto this. 3 heroes dead. On the side of Rise. The Gem's just on the deck. They're leaving it there. They're going for Megas. They want this. They want to end the game right here and now without a Drow Ranger. I don't know how Rise defend this. 5 heroes up on the side of PuckChamp. The hook comes out. They get the drag back. And this could be curtains for the Ember Spirit. It will be the Ember Spirit getting low, going down. And it's going to be a full 5-man wipe here before the game ends. GG gets called. And the Centaur will be picked up. PuckChamp, they go 3-2. Taking down Rise in 2 games here in the series. So, I mean, PuckChamp, they were slight favourites coming into this game from EGB. You know, just slight favourites, nothing big. And again, it started off great for Rise. They were finding the pickoffs, they were finding the kills. You look at Nosric, 11, 6, and 13. You know, he was looking really good. Blizzy was a tank in that off lane. They weren't able to get the hook kills in. Shigetsu not really having a good start in that lane that he was hoping for with the Crystal Maiden. Weren't able to find the hookouts onto Arrow. And it was looking great. It was looking so good for them. And all of a sudden, it just turns on its head. Malik coming in with some great exorcisms in the middle of the fights that Rise didn't want to fight into. Till the end, found those frostbites for the hooks to find the kills. Young G, really good setups, just getting more and more net worth going with the Hand of Midas. Never really got picked off himself. 12, 3, and 23 here onto Young G. Meanwhile, on the side of Rise, the deaths, they just started to stack up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And PuckChamp, 44 kills at the end of that game. Looked really comfortable coming through both series after getting out of that early game. Rise, unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles for them. They do go on to a 3-2 score. Meanwhile, if you take a look, yeah, Rise 3-2, Sigma Y&T 3-2, Y&T 3-2, PuckChamp now going to be 3-1. Because they've only lost 1 series to Sigma Y&T. So out of those 4 teams at the top, not only do they have a game in hand, they are going to be sitting, you know, on the 3-1 score. So they're going to be looking a little bit more comfortable here in the final run in this final last few days of Division 2 for the Eastern European region. Really good showing for them here in this series today. And that's not going to be all, guys. We are going to have Cybercats coming up against X3 in the next one. Cybercats, they are praying, they are hoping they get this first series win because they need it to get themselves off the bottom of the board here. 0-4 so far. And if they can take the win against X3, it will put both teams on 1-4. But X3 in a little bit more of a comfortable position, coming in at 1-3. So they are looking to make it 2-3, start to climb that table. But that is going to be the next series. Before that, we are going to be taking a quick break. We'll be back in a little bit for the next series, which is going to be Cybercats versus X3. We'll see you in a bit.